revealed more details about its controversial tree felling programme following intervention by the Information Commissioner.
That's right, the Commissioner ruled that the council must publish parts of its £2.2 billion Streets Ahead contract with Amy that it had previously kept secret. It reveals that half of the city's trees could be felled. Kathy Killick reports.
Sheffield Council has always denied its Streets Ahead contract contained a target for the number of trees to go. Protesters always suspected otherwise. For the past year, they've been trying to get the contract published, while also trying to save healthy trees from the chainsaws. And following a ruling from the Information Commissioner, a key part of the contract has now been revealed. And this is what it looks like. Under the heading Performance Requirement, it says the trees will be replaced at a rate of not less than 200 per year, so that 17,500 trees are replaced by the end of the term. A clear target, say protesters. But it does go on to say that this will happen unless the authority approval has been obtained for deviation from this policy. And the council says that's sensible wriggle room, and therefore this 17,500 figure is not a target.
To have it confirmed in writing is key, and that's what we've now been able to prove, because the media wouldn't take into account hearsay, but now we've got it factually on a piece of paper in the contract, and we can sort of say that Sheffield's been lying, really. Sheffield Council's been lying.
The council refutes the accusation of lying and says the protesters are misinterpreting the contract. It says it will retain trees where possible, and its aim is to minimise the number being replaced. It says the programme will diversify Sheffield's tree population, ultimately protecting it from disease outbreaks in future. Despite the assurances, the entire contract remains deeply controversial and is set to run till 2037, risking years of further rancour, protest and disruption. Kathy Killick, BBC Look North, Sheffield.
Don't touch them down, 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 down. Don't touch them down, 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 down. Just leave them alone. Take your machines and go home. Don't touch them down.
Parts of the Steel City have been boarded up for years, waiting for a redevelopment project to get the go-ahead.
That's right. Now the cranes are finally on site. The council could be borrowing up to £470 million to deliver its plans over the next 6 years. Tom Ingle has the story.
A grey day, but a bright dawn promised. Above Sheffield city centre, cranes swing as a much-delayed future finally rises up.
These are the blocks we're bringing forward next.
Phase 1 of the City Council's master plan is underway. New offices for HSBC. Now the wraps are coming off plans for Phase 2.
As you can see, we've started work on HSBC. We've borrowed the money to start that. The scheme will cost £470 million over 9 years. But that doesn't mean that the council will be borrowing £470 million at one time. So if we decide to sell an element of that scheme, the borrowing then comes down.
We've been talking about this part of the city centre getting redeveloped for more than a decade. But then the recession came and went, and so too did the developer. At one stage, this was all going to be swanky shopping centre, but what's on the table now is simpler, cheaper, and crucially, say the council, deliverable in phases. It also has a new name, Heart of the City 2. And if you recognise that, Heart of the City Part 1 was delivered almost 20 years ago, creating new public spaces under the Winter Garden. The team at Sheffield's Business Improvement District say the sequel needs to respect our heritage.
We do need to remember that we're not trying to compete with Leeds and Manchester, that we do need to retain the uniqueness of Sheffield City Centre, and it's not a Me Too offer that we're trying to develop.
We took a period of time to make sure that we came up with a design which was not only appropriate for today's economy, but also uniquely Sheffield.
This corner of the city centre has waited a long time for its moment in the spotlight. Businesses have moved out, shops are boarded up. The council want to move on. If it's second time lucky, within 6 years, that bright dawn will have finally arrived. Tom Ingle, BBC Look North, Sheffield.
Don't touch them down, 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 down.